start. ADHD. What is ADHD? Yes, it is a behavioral disorder. It is a psychological disorder. But have you ever tried to know it in depth? No. We've often heard about it. But do we research about it or do we try to understand it properly? I don't think so. It is a very common behavioral disorder, but still a lot of people, if you ask someone, what is ADHD? They'll be blank. ADHD stands for Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder and is a very common behavioral disorder which is found among children of the primary school age. But if it's not managed properly, it can also persist into adolescence and adult years. There are three different types: inattentive, impulsive, and the third type is a combined of both. Studies have not generally provided any biological basis for the disorder, but on the other hand, there are psychological factors found for ADHD. There is a drug named Ritalin which is used as a method of treatment for ADHD. This drug decreases the overactivity of the child and distractivity of the child, but at the same time it increases attention and the ability to focus. This helps the child to focus more easily than to be distracted. But everything has a bad side, and so does this drug. This drug has one side effect, which is suppression of normal growth and height. Now this is a general idea of what is ADHD. But in today's world, the general idea is not enough. Actually, it is enough. It's just that I want
you to know it better. Because now that I know, I'm really glad that I knew. So I'm going to tell you about its causes, symptoms, and what can you do about it. And I'm going to tell you this in the form
of a story, so you better understand it. Siblings, twins, cousins, they are our best companions, though they trouble you a lot, I know. Here's a story about two such twins, Ria and Sia. They were identical twins and they loved each other. Both of them were really beautiful and smart from the very beginning. If one would get something, the other one would get it too. Even in awards and school times. You wouldn't believe it. Both of them would rank same in class. That is number one. And all of this was so much fun for them. Like obviously being fun was fun and it was a sense of pride for their parents. Years passed by, the girls were now teens and things were different. They had to be responsible for their own tasks. Sia lacked this. She often seemed to be late for her classes. Ria would remind her for her assignments, but without Ria's reminder, she would never remember her own homework, and then she would get scolded by her teachers. Sia was not used to this. Her marks dramatically fell, and it wasn't a proud moment for his parents. She found it hard to regulate her attention, and she often got distracted by small things in class. Her parents were called up in school to discuss about his behavior. People started comparing him with a twin sister, and thus made the situation worse. She got stressed, and all this stress led to less focus, less sleep, and even less concentration on her work. After getting bad marks in a number of tests, her parents took her to a psychiatrist. After the bad evaluation, she was confirmed with a diagnosis of ADHD. Yes, Attention Deficit Hyperactive Disorder. Sia was a really smart kid in her elementary school. She aced every test and every exam she gave. But she often complained about getting distracted or losing things and lack of sense of time. But she is known for this, so no one was really worried about it. But now, that she is confirmed with ADHD. The doctor suggested to give her medications, but her father refused. Instead, he bought her some self-help books, but they were not really good help.
After some good response from her father's friend, whose son also had ADHD, her father agreed for medication. She showed the expected response. The medications helped her to focus more, and her grades went up with time. It almost felt miraculous to her. With time, Sia started to realize different strategies like planning, targeting, and time blocking, etc., which would help her to stay more focused, along with the medications. People with ADHD are 300% likely to run their own business.
And guess what? Sia became a really successful businesswoman. And her sister Ria, how can we forget her? She became a fashion model. And both of them were really happy of what they were doing. Their parents were proud. Yes. And at the end, I just want to tell you this. ADHD is real. It is common. And it can be cured if you have the will to do it. Because you are everything. There's about 5 to 8% of the world population with ADHD brains.
And you know what? Actually, ADHD, the name, is really not correct for this disorder. Because people are not attention deficit. People suffering from ADHD are not attention deficit. It's just that they can't regulate their attention. And in fact, ADHD brains are the most creative people. And as I told you before, they are 300% likely to start their own business and be successful at it. And they work really well in urgent situations and under pressure. It's true. And so, they are really needed in some of the very important jobs in this world.
So, it's not like ADHD people are different from us. Or they are bad. No, it's not. They are the same as us. The only difference is they have a different brain than like us, like a neurotypical brain. Instead, they have ADHD brain. And it's not wrong. They're not different. They're just like us. So this is what I had to say about ADHD. ADHD is real. It is common. It is something we all need to be aware of. Medications are not enough. You have to put something, a little bit of pixie dust of your own. Like what Sia did. And yes, that was all I had to say. And I really hope that the message which I was trying to deliver to you, you got it. And I really believe you understand it. So,
why am I still here?